How's it going, YouTubers? Cornwall here. Thank you for joining for another video today. And today we're in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Something a little bit different for the channel. A sim's a sim, the way I look at it. And I'm really enjoying doing quite a bit in this sim just now. And the reason for this video is earlier this year for my birthday, I picked up the Thrustmaster TCA co-pilot. And then we've had this lovely ATR released, which everyone's buzzing about in the flight sim community. It was about £16 on the store, and it's one of the first kind of study level ones that's come about directly from Microsoft Flight Simulator, the team there, and as Abodo, or however you pronounce it, I can't remember how it is. But anyway, so I've seen on the forum that quite a few people are having issues with the throttle settings and how to set them up. And there's a lot of YouTubers that are out there that do some really good stuff. So the EasyJet Sim Pilot and Filbert have done quite a few different things, so go and check them out. And I'm using some of their bits here, but not to the level that I'm going to show you, because I've had a different issue. And when you've looked on the forums, a lot of people have said, oh, just go here and use the not 100%. And a lot of people are like, excuse me, what? And it was a little bit confusing. So I'm going to show you the issues that I had, how to rectify them, how to set up different bits. And in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your throttle quadrant properly, and how to split it if that's what you want to do for the engine, the propeller, and then also show you how to do the feathering, which is quite important for this when you want to set up hotel mode. The aircraft's quite small, it doesn't have an APU, so you need to start up one of the engines to get going. So let's get in the aircraft. We're just at East Midlands here, so we're not really going to go anywhere, and it's in dire need of a scenery. So when you're inside, as you can see, you've got the throttle here, and what you'll notice is mine, if I just move so I've got the right throttle set up here, and then to take it into feather, I have to put it into feather, yeah, and then to turn it off, I press a couple of buttons and that goes all the way down, and then I can take it back up there. And then obviously you've got the throttle as well. If I just take the gusset lock off, it'll allow me full travel, and then obviously reverse thrust as well. So let's take you in to the flight pad just here. Let me just zoom this in, and what you'll see if we go into options and throttle setup, I've got everything set up here. And what you might find is, don't worry about the actual number, but what I was experiencing is, regardless of when I move this, the numbers would move. So this is the main throttle for the engines, and that number wouldn't move. No matter what I did, it would tweak a little bit, so when you go to set it, it'd just be all the same. So what do you need to do? So let's go into options. We're going to hit escape, go into control options, and then the first thing I'm going to tell you here is you've got the TCA engine quadrant. This is what I'm on about here. Make sure you set up a profile. So I've got different ones, so obviously you get the default by default. I've got the ATR, I've got the profile, and then I've got the A320, sorry, couldn't get my words out, and this is just the kind of default one that it gives you as well. And to do that, if you don't know how to do that, is you just press M, and then you can either copy the current one you've got, create a new, change the name, all that kind of stuff, and then just hit escape. So I'd recommend doing that because you don't want to set up the one that you've got set up for your A320, more than likely, fly-by-wire, that's what I've been flying, and you don't really want to be tweaking around with that. I've not really done anything with this, the actual pilot stick just yet, so it's just this engine bit. So the engine bit to start off with. So if I go to engine just here, ignore me, we want throttle, not engine. So let's go to the throttle, and you'll see just here I've got that set, and unfortunately as I move it, I don't know if this is a bug with my game, when I move it, it doesn't do anything. But you want the reverse axis up, and then you want to assign this to your left throttle, if this is what you want to do. If you want to run them both and use other buttons for the other bits, you can do, but what I've done is I've got the throttle for the actual engines as my left engine 1 if you like, and then engine 2 is the propeller, so you can change the different modes and things, and it just works quite nicely. And if you want to do that, it's throttle axis, just the throttle axis, nothing else. If you wanted to set them up independently, it'd be throttle 1 and throttle 2. And what you need to do, so what people are on about when it says not the 100, is it's this bit, 0 to 100, and that means it's the full throw, and for some reason it doesn't work correctly with this aircraft. I don't know if it's a nuance with this aircraft, a bug, or whether it's just how you set it up for this, but that's what it is. So you can set them up independently. So you've got axis 1 just here, and then you've got axis 2 there, and you can set them up as you would do normally. Select it, off you go. But if you want to just do both with the one rather than set them up independently, you can just set them up with that. Make sure you've got the reverse bit there, and then that's your left engine or your throttle on your left engine throttle, if you like, on this one just here. So that's that one. And then if you want to set up the propellers, so you can put it into feather, auto, and shut off. So what you want to do is search for propeller. Make sure I get the spelling right. And then if we scroll down, you can see now there is just propeller at the top here. When I was tweaking around with this, I did it as 1 and 2, and I suppose this is a good example. If you did want to set them up separately, you can do. And this is the y-axis. The one on the left is the x-axis. The one on the right is the y-axis. So then I've obviously got them in reverse as well, and then that will move again. For some reason, it doesn't move on here. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So then that's the 2 bit setup. So one's your left throttle lever will be the actual throttle for the engines, and the right one will be to change the feathering and the propeller settings, if you like. And then the last thing you need to do is the feathering, which is when you can actually shut the engines off. So let's bring that up. I think it's just called feather, yeah. So it's toggle feather switches. So for switch 1 and switch 2, I've just used these red buttons that are like slightly indented on the 2 throttles. So feather 1 is on the x-axis, and then feather 2 is on the y-axis, so just buttons 1 and 2. Set them up, and then when you come out, obviously make sure you save it. I'm not going to save it because I've just been tweaking around. And then when you come out, you'll see that it should go all the way up, and both are going up. And then when you go to your other one, if you've got it down at the idle setting, it's auto, and then feather is reverse, and then you've just heard the engine's probably cut off there, and then to shut them off, you just press the 2 buttons. And then if you want them back onto feather, it's up, put it into idle, and then that's your auto, and then you can go all the way forward to overdrive, I think it is. And then, like I say, you've got the full throw for your engines, and then obviously you've got reverse as well. You hear that click off, and then what you need to do once you're happy with that is go into the onboard display here, and then just set them. So idle I've used as just normal idle, so you put that in, hit set, and then you do notch. Mine's slightly different just there, I don't know if you noticed that. Oh no, it's done it. I didn't quite notch it. So I've done the climb detent, so the first notch as notch, and then ramp. Don't know if you need it or not. I've just done as kind of full thrust, and then you've got the next bit as well, but don't really need that on this aircraft. So just the first 3 notches, and then obviously you've got reverse. Make sure that you tick that you've got reverse here, and that you're using a single axis if that's what you're doing. And that is how you set up your throttle quadrants on this ATR, and you should get you a little bit further forward in how this works, because initially I was like, why won't this go into feather? When I was pulling it back, it was pinging up. So you have to put it into reverse and then set up your feather bits so you can put that in. And then that's also how, if you're having issues setting up hotel mode where the propellers don't go around, this is why. And it's because if before you couldn't get it to stay in feather, and then when you come to turn the engines off, you just press the 2 propeller exits there, or turn offs there, and then that is that setup. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'm loving in flight sim at the minute, having loads of fun, so I might try and do a few more videos. If this is something you're interested in, or you found this informative, smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I'm going to try and get a few more flight sim videos out and get a few other bits out. Might even do a little bit of streaming either here or over at Twitch. I'll put some details out if I'm going to do that, just because it's getting a bit hard to edit and record videos, so streaming might be the way forward, and doing some little hoppers in this should be loads of fun. So until next time guys, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit all those buttons and different things, and until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.